So in this clip, we're going to have a group of women complain about what it's like dating in Atlanta and the struggles of dating in Atlanta. Need I say more? But fair use, by the way. We're going to let the ladies speak their mind here. In their words, dating in Atlanta is wild. The good, the bad, and the funny.
Dated one seriously, but others I just went on dates with. And oh my God, they had that same kind of attitude. Been single for years, has his career. That's what he's focused on. He does not care about any kind of serious relationship. Right? That's Atlanta.
But you just tapped on it. They know they're the prize. Like
what do you mean they know
they're not the prize. They're delusional.
They think they know they're the prize. But the few that I've encountered just out and about, mingling and stuff, is they are entitled and they are accustomed to a certain behavior, a certain characteristic of women.
Okay.
Aggressive women. But also how many women to one man in Atlanta?
It doesn't even matter.
Double digits, but
it is,
those women flock to them. They cater to them.
I noticed something different in Atlanta because I'm from New York, right?
Yeah.
Women in New York, we're like stush. We, don't talk to me. It's going to be hard to talk to me.
And they're going to approach you every time.
But here, I was taken aback when I saw how women would send men drinks and aggress
overly
towards them,
overly submissive
early on.
Like, so a man expects that every single time until they meet you, me, you.
Right. Yeah. And we got to be the ones that challenge it.
I dated one.
Okay. Now let's read the caption. Let's zoom in on the caption real quick, right? Okay. We have Miss B. Sanders. She's going to write the caption here. And I think she was in the video. She says, when you and your girlfriends get together, the conversations are going to go there. Dating in Atlanta is wild. He said, men out there single for years, focused on their careers and convinced they're the prize. But let's be real. They're not the prize. They're just entitled. The dating scene is full of aggressive women making the first move, sending drinks, and being overly submissive too soon. So now these men expect it every time until they meet a woman who challenges that. Stay strong, ladies. Hashtag Black Love Matters. Hashtag dating in Atlanta. Hashtag black dating. Hashtag modern dating. Hashtag know your worth. Hashtag black singles. Hashtag relationship goals. Hashtag black women dating. Hashtag high value man. Hashtag high value woman. Hashtag love and relationships. Hashtag dating advice. Hashtag feminine energy. Hashtag masculine energy. Hashtag dating standards. And hashtag Atlanta dating. Hashtag black couples. We're going to replay this video one more time and I will break it down because there's just so much wrong with what they said and their solutions. And there's going to be one woman in here, the one, to the top right here, the woman with the Cisco thing, going on. No disrespect. I love you, sister. But oh man, anyways, she actually tried to hint at, what, maybe they know. She said the men know that they are the prize, and they shut her down completely. They're like, no, men are not the prize. So when you see stuff like that, you're just like, you can't even be mad when Corey Holcomb has said what he said in 2020 when he said, women going on podcasts and talking, it should be illegal. I know he was trying to be funny, but there's something to that. There's something to that. So let's replay the video and I'll break it down.
Seriously, but others I just went on dates with. And oh my God, they had that same kind of attitude. Been single for years, has his career. That's what he's focused on. He does not care about any kind of serious relationship. Right.
But she goes, hold on.
That's Atlanta.
But
she goes, that's Atlanta men. Now, first of all, any woman that is complaining about how men are and their reference is Atlanta, huge. That's like, no, I'm not even. As soon as they even mention Atlanta, it's just no way. I don't even want to hear nothing else you have to say because they don't understand. Like, Atlanta is not an accurate representation of the real world, or it's not an accurate representation of America. It's just it's its own separate cesspool. Right now, complaining about the men in Atlanta not going out their way to court you, when you look at just the ratio of black, because she's talking about black men. Let's keep it a buck. They're all talking about black men, and we already know even amongst black men, there's only a certain type of black man that they like. So if they do meet a black man that has his career together, that's not gay, right, and meets all the attraction triggers, it's literally 1 to 300 black women that he can choose. Like, the ratio is that wide. I'm talking about in Atlanta. You meet a black man that's straight and he has his career together. He doesn't, and that doesn't need you, and you're surprised that he's acting entitled. Of course, he's literally the prize, because just a black man in Atlanta, if just a black man in a regular black populace in any part of the country, the ratio from men to women is literally like 1 to 20. Just for any black man. That doesn't even count if he's autistic, if he has Down syndrome, if he's of age, over age, old, young, short, fat. It don't even, whatever, all the, and then like so now then you can take out all these qualifications or disqualifiers that you use for most men. Of course he's gonna be like, if I'm that dude, or a Cam Newton type, why does he have to settle, or why does he have to commit to you? He's the prize. Watch this. They're gonna, the sister up top is gonna speak on it.
On it. They know they're the prize. Like
What do you mean they know
No,
they're
they're not the prize. They're delusional.
They
No, miss, you're delusional. There's way more women than men. And then especially when you're talking about the black community, then especially when you see the women, joking about how, oh, if it's a girl, I'm keeping it. If it's a boy, I'm gonna baby, delete his fetus. Okay, they be joking about that, but you're just making the problem worse. You're out leveraged. I said this with the Cam Newton segment. They want these men of certain status, or the men that quote unquote meets their standards or even exceeds their standards. They want those men to follow what they talking about. And I'm like, no, that if you're gonna have all these qualifications, you have no leverage. You have no leverage, especially if you're a black woman in the dating market. You have zero leverage. And like, I don't know, I first of all, I think the black community is cooked. That's just my opinion. But in terms of dating leverage, black women in this dating market in America, I'm talking about, you're gonna have to provide something like really special for a man to even take y'all seriously, especially with these podcasts and in which y'all talking and all that stuff. Like, bruh. And yes, they are the prize. If I'm talking about a straight black man in Atlanta, you don't even have to be straight, unfortunately. But you are a straight black man in Atlanta. If most women find you attractive, you're part of that top 10%. Of course, those guys, they're gonna have all the options. There's no doubt about it. Why do they have to cater to you? They're the prize. You made them the prize. It's not a matter of they're not the prize. You made them the prize. Those select few. You know what I mean?
think they know that they're the prize, but the few that I've encountered just out and about, mingling and stuff, is they are entitled and they are accustomed to a certain behavior, a certain characteristic of women.
Okay.
Aggressive women. But also how many women to one man in Atlanta?
Exactly. This is where this is where the point that she's trying to be. She's saying, how many women in Atlanta is there to one man? And that's just simple math. It's not even a matter of what you think. It's just simple math. And especially in Atlanta or any black populace, is literally like one black man to like 30 black women. Like, I remember they did the stats where basically if they paired up in America, if they paired up every single black man with a black woman, you would still have 6 million black women left over. So that doesn't, like, that's in America. So that doesn't even encompass if he's straight, if he's rainbow, if he's short, if he's ugly, right? If he makes money, if he doesn't make, they don't even take into account just off. If you had to pair every single black man off, there would still be 6 million black men left over. That's just math. So off rip, men are the prize. And then if they're deleting kids at the rate that they're doing, particularly sons, they think that's solving the problem, but you're just making the men that are still there, you actually increase their value. But you can't, like, particularly when it comes to serious conversations, or when it comes to solutions, particularly with most black women, or really women in general, but in a situation like this, they're just, well, what does Dr. Umar Johnson have to say? Okay, he's just gonna call us queens. Let me listen to Dr. Umar Johnson instead.
Doesn't even matter.
Double digits, but
it is. Yeah.
Those women flock to them. They cater to them.
I noticed something different.
But they have to, because they are the prize.
In Atlanta, because I'm from New York, right?
Yeah.
Women in New York, we're like stush. We, don't talk to me. It's going to be
Yeah, 'cause
hard
the
to
guys
talk
are
to me.
aggressive and they're
right?
gonna approach you every
Yeah, that is kind of true. That is kind of true. In New York, it's a little bit of a different dating scene, but in Atlanta, that attitude that's not going to work, because the men that have their ish together in Atlanta, financially and whatever, they have options, and not necessarily just with one race. You know what I mean?
Time.
But here, I was taken aback when I saw how women would send men drinks and aggress towards them,
overly submissive
Oh
early
my
on.
God.
So a man expects that every single time until they meet you, me, you.
Right.
Right.
And we gotta be the ones that challenge it.
No, don't do that. First of all, y'all ladies, don't off rip. You're not even gonna. First of all, you're not even gonna find a dude in Atlanta. Let's keep it a buck, y'all ladies. In terms of keeping a man, that I'll just looking at y'all, look at how y'all talk, look how y'all do things. Y'all not gonna y'all can't keep a man off rip. So so off rip, you need to come in with a different type of attitude and mindset. But since they weren't raised to be a certain way, they're always going to be losing. These are just single moms in the making, or they're probably already single moms. You know what I mean? So, hey, that's on them. You know, that's all I can say. That's on them. Hey, yo. By the way, I always say, like, it's been pointless to basically promote certain women in the workplace, or for them to get certain jobs and whatnot, because even with them making more money, they still prefer a man to have more money than them. So what's the point of them making more money? That makes no sense. So now it's just like you have all these ladies that swear they did what they were supposed to do to get a quote unquote rich man, or high value this or whatever, a stable man, whatever. But all they did was out leverage themselves in the dating market. That's all they did. But these are the things that these are the things that the struggles that when you're talking about the struggle of the dating market, this is what they sign up for. This is the dating market that they have created.